Hi everyone. In this video, we will talk about cell membrane, also called the plasma membrane or plasmalemma. It makes the outer protective wall of the cell, maintain the shape and size of the cell. Obviously, any exchange outside or inside of the cell is happen through cell membrane only. Now let's talk about its structure. It is very thin. Its thickness is only about 10 nanometer. Main constituent of cell membrane are lipids, proteins, and carbohydrates. If we talk about their concentration, lipid constituent 40%, proteins are 55%, and carbohydrates are only 5%. Now let's talk about these components one by one. If we talk about lipids are arranged in two layers called lipid bilayer. It mainly have two types of lipids including phospholipids and cholesterol. Along with these, there are other types of lipids as well. Phospholipids are most abundant among them. Phospholipids have hydrophilic phosphate head, which are hydrophilic, and lipid tail, which are hydrophobic, means stay away from water. The interesting thing is that in this arrangement, lipid molecules do not make any strong bond with each other. These molecules keep moving along the plane of the layer, thus, the membrane is actually in a liquid state instead of solid. This is called the fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane. Let's continue with next lipid, the cholesterol. Cholesterol molecules are dissolved in phospholipid bilayer. It controls the fluidity of the membrane, and at modest concentration it decreases the fluidity of the membrane. In simple word, it makes the membrane more rigid, and at high concentration it increases the fluidity of the membrane. So these were the lipids. Talking about the permeability of cell membrane, it's semi-permeable as it made up of lipids. So lipid soluble substances can easily dissolve in it and pass easily. Water and water soluble substances cannot pass through it. Lipid bilayer makes the backbone of the membrane to which the protein and carbohydrate are attached. The proteins are mostly in form of glycoproteins. Broadly, they consist of two types: integral membrane proteins, and the second is peripheral membrane proteins. If we talk about integral membrane proteins, are tightly integrated with lipid bilayers, and peripheral membrane proteins are loosely attached to lipids. And integral membrane proteins serve the transport proteins to transport water and water soluble substances. Other proteins are in the form of receptors to receive signal. Second are messengers for intracellular signaling. Other are enzymes. Some are addition molecule to attach the cell to intracellular matrix to make cell to cell contact. Some membrane cytoskeletons or some protein make cytoskeleton, provide strength and resilience to membrane, and finally they may be expressed as antigen. So these were proteins. Now let's see the last component of the cell membrane, which are carbohydrates. Most of the carbohydrates on proteins are in combination with lipids and proteins in the form of glycoproteins and glycolipids. The carbohydrate molecules are usually dangling outside of the cell. Along most of the carbohydrate cover almost all outer surface of the cell. The carbohydrate coating of cell called glycocalyx. The function of the carbohydrates are as follows. Most carbohydrates have a negative charge which make outer surface of the cell electronegative, which making neighbor cell attached to another through interaction of glycocalyx. They also may have receptor function, and finally they may be involved in immune reaction. So this was all about the cell membrane. Thank you so much.